Right, so we start off from my front door. These are my hanging baskets, which have been going strong since about July this year. So yeah, anyway, carrying on now. So just opposite, we've got the Tours pub, which has put up its Christmas decorations and is waiting to open again after lockdown. Then we've just got this quite thin passage here that we walk through. And when we get to the end of it, you're just going to see the amazing view of Belstone Cleeve, which is leading right out onto the wilds of the moors. It's a bit of a misty day today, so I don't know if you can get the view. Try and brighten the screen a bit. Not sure whether you're getting the view there, but that's the whole of the common. If I just circle around there. So you've got the village going back where I've just come from. And then back out onto the Cleeve. So we're going to head down towards the moors and towards the river. Right, so we're just coming down across the common now. Looking back, you get the view back over, back to the village. And then there's a little footpath here that's leading down, whoops, almost fell over then, that's leading down towards the river. I'm watching the screen and not watching my feet. I think we're bumping around a bit. Right, I'll just pause and I'll pop it back on when we get back down to the river. So this is the little footpath that I'm following down. Right, so we've arrived at the river now. That was about 5 minutes of a very wet and muddy walk down. Fortunately, I've got my my hiking boots on. So yes, moving forward, this lovely little bridge that we're about to cross will take us out onto the open moorland. And we're crossing over the River Tor, which runs down from Barnstable and then runs down from here down through the Skye Woods and into the little village of Sticklepath, where in medieval times they carved a leat out and it powered, I think, up to 8 water wheels that were used for the various industries in the village, including the fabric industry that they had. They had big mills. So here we are on the bridge. Got the water rushing towards us. The river's very high at the moment because we've had a lot of rain. And then this wonderful view of it all rushing away. There's a little shallow bit a bit further up where people swim, and also where the cattle, when they're coming in off the moors, because they roam freely, you see them just ploughing across the river at that point. So yeah, we're over the bridge and we're just going to head on uphill now. So I'll switch off for a bit. I've got a 10-minute uphill hike and then I'll be able to switch on again and show you the view in just a minute. Just stopping to show you a bit of the path upwards. We've got, typical at this time of year on the moors, we have the dying off bracken. The gorse bushes, the lovely yellow gorse, is still in full flower even though we're coming towards late November. And as usual, huge amounts of squidgy mud and water everywhere. And then obviously the wonderful great big lumps of granite stone. and lots of these little plants everywhere, which next spring will all be flowering as foxgloves. Really, really beautiful in the springtime with the lovely foxgloves all over the moors. Whew, right, to the top of that path now, and yeah, just ahead of us a gate which we're not going through. The lovely dry stone wall, which is a real feature of Dartmoor in the West Country. It's made without any cement at all. I'll move forward a little bit. The people that make them are incredibly skilled, because what they do is they just select rocks that will fit together. And so they just pile one rock above another, and it actually manages to stay still as a wall. This one's obviously pretty old, but there's still people locally who have the skill, and they come and repair them as needed. Up just above us, I've just noticed wonderful holly tree. I don't know if you can see the berries. I'll try and close up here. Oops. Not brilliant at making videos, so bear with me. So yeah, hopefully you're seeing the holly berries and the holly tree there. And then just sweeping around to just get a, oops, not sweeping around, hang on. Yeah, sweeping around to just get a general view of everything around us. And then this path ahead, which is another fairly steep uphill path. So I shall switch off and I'll speak again when we get to the top. Right, here we are. So we've reached as high as I'm going to go today. And this is my my normal walk if I get a chance to just nip out for 40 minutes in the day. This is my normal circuit walk. So yeah, looking back, you can see way off in the distance. I'll just close up a little bit. There, so you can see we're looking back at the village. And then all around us, just this wonderful open countryside. And then way up in the distance again, I'll see if I can close up there. You can see that little house just tucked away. And then on the top, you can see one of the granite mounds that are called tors. And over in that direction, there's also an ancient stone circle known as the 9 Maidens. A little bit far to walk over to today, but I might do a walk over there another day to show you. Or maybe actually, I've got a real favourite stone circle on the moors called Scorrel. So we'll maybe try and do that for another day. But yeah, lovely view way out into the distance and then up. Got the sun completely in my eyes now. But hopefully that's giving you a good panorama of everything around. And then yeah, way back to the village. Oops. Right, I'll pause you again. I'll nip back over the river and I'll speak to you again in just a minute. Right, so we're making our way back down now to the river. We're almost there. And then there's going to be a massive, great big slog up a hill. And I'll be back up into the village of Belstone. Just taking a final look at the river. And a final look at the beautiful wooded area with all the twisty old branches covered in moss. Lots of really beautiful indigenous trees around here. We've got lots of oak and beech and ash and holly, and it's very lovely. And this, at the end of the walk, is always a very welcome sight. Oops. Right, here we are. I always call this one the WWW bench. We can't quite see it there. I'll move so that we've not got the sun on it. All of the benches around here are in honour of the various people that have lived in the village over the years. And this one, if you can see it, it's Walter Wilfred Westlake in his memory, and he died in 1969. So we're going to sit down a minute. So, one of the best views ever from a bench here. You've got the view right out across the Cleve. I'll just do a panoramic and see if you can see it. Sky's clearing a bit now as well. We're beginning to get a bit of blue sky. Clouds are lifting. You can see the tracker come down there. And then way back up you can probably just see the tops of the houses back up in the village. Yeah. So normally on a walk across the moors like this, would be bumping into free roaming sheep and cattle and ponies, but because it's late November, in the last couple of weeks they've all been rounded up and they're kind of coming in off the moors, so we won't see them again out until next spring, because the weather can get quite rough on the moors and it's safer for them to be sheltered over the winter. And yeah, this is one of my favourite spots. Quite often, if I'm not feeling energetic enough to pound off on a walk, I bring a flask over and I just sit on this bench and I enjoy the view. And anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this slightly eccentric walk with me. I just wanted to share some of the countryside while everybody's at home on lockdown.